This video is brought to you by the lovely sponsors below. Thank you so much for your support.
When you had previously mentioned upsetting the guards, I didn't think it was to this extent. What did you two do?
We split their forces down the middle, and led them on a wild chase through a few towns.
I mean, it got their attention, didn't it?
No surprise, considering you executed their commander in broad daylight.
No wonder the prison break went so smoothly. But there are so many.
Yeah, but this does keep the heat off everyone else. As long as Nell and Cyrus can properly secure and maintain their routes, we should have a clear path to the tree. Theoretically.
How confident?
Oh, you know me. I'm always thinking ahead.
It has been quite some time since we last had such a thunderstorm.
For the Imperial Guard captain to be here instead of the front.
It seems we may have been too effective.
And here I thought we'd have to make some more noise. Oh well. Saves us some time. I don't suppose we could convince you to stand aside, look the other way, and let us brutally assassinate your emperor. Right?
I'm afraid not. But you shouldn't be in such a rush. I'm not here on behalf of His Majesty. I'm here for Hazen, and for my own enjoyment as well. This is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, after all. And at my age, you don't let something like that slip by.
Pressure is unbelievable. No matter where I look, there are no openings. Every angle is perfectly protected.
Then we'll just break through and walk over their corpses.
No, that's the spirit. For an old geezer like me to have a chance to fight warriors from another time, I must be truly blessed.
Is that right? Well, I can't say I don't understand where you're coming from, but we're kind of on a tight schedule here, so I hope you don't mind if I go all out from the get-go.
By all means. I want to see the one who took Han Xing's head at their best, but know that I will respond in full force. So, try not to die too quickly, alright?
Ooh, alright then. Consider me motivated.
Greetings, Masters of Chaldea. I trust that your resolve remains strong despite the challenges of this Lostbelt. And for those of you who have taken a step back to recover, spare no efforts, for this battle will require all that you have.
To think there was a living human this strong, I'm still in awe.
It is impressive. However, he must be crushed so we can move forward. Your first and only encounter with the Imperial Guard Captain Shuwen is at the end of verse 15.
Unfortunately, your master skills are still sealed for 4 turns due to the poison. So like previous battles in the Lostbelt, you'll need to plan accordingly, as you will still face a very difficult fight.
Yeah, that's an understatement. Your best bet against him would be casters, alter egos, and berserkers. I'd personally advise against the berserkers this time around, only because he hits incredibly hard, and unless you have an optimal setup, you may end up quickly losing your servants. A personal recommendation for this battle is actually Medea, since you'll be able to consistently deal with his buff stacking, more on that in a bit, and hit pretty hard with her noble phantasm.
For craft essences, I would recommend anything that can ignore evasion or ignore invincibility. Age hasn't dealt his fangs in the slightest, so anything that can help keep consistent pressure is advised. However, if you have a more optimal setup that you prefer, please keep his evade in mind.
Let's move on to the skills, shall we? As always, please be mindful of the names being different due to translations, and all those skills will be on display right here. Though I suppose you're going to keep tabbing in and out, you're not going to be able to read any of them. In any case, the rest of the stratagem skills are applied at the end of each turn in this order. So pay attention to what buffs, debuffs, and other effects are active as you continue the battle. If you don't, at that point, it's on, you, isn't it?
Furthermore, when the first break bar is cleared, he will cast Evil Fist to increase critical strength and critical rate. Upon the second break bar's destruction, he will cast Peerless Patriot for an unremovable permanent attack buff, and increases instant death rate. This will become a problem because of his noble phantasm. No second strike. A single target attack that does high damage and has a chance to instantly kill his target. If one does survive it, they will have their defense decreased for 3 turns, but I would not count on living through it. He will also cast the following skills periodically.
This will be an extremely difficult fight, but don't get discouraged. Keep your focus, and as soon as you see an opportunity to strike, take it. You've made it this far, and he will not stop us from achieving our objective.
So, it seems these old bones have finally...
Right, well, you could have fooled me.
It seems my vision is finally going.
Oh? Hey, do you want me to put your glasses back on for you?
No, that's alright. I think it's time to go. Finally.
Are you sure about that? Because you got another millennium at least. If those punches have anything to say about it. Jeez.
Perhaps if they have fully landed. Thank you as well for indulging in old geezer's selfish request.
Hey, I get it. I really do. You wanted revenge for your friend. You were protecting your world and emperor. And, like you said earlier, you didn't want this chance to go by. So you wanted one more all-out fight for the end, right? Honestly, I just hope you lived up to your expectations.
It was very fulfilling. Hozen must have been thrilled.
Sleep well, Godspear. Know that even as you are now, your prowess has no equal.
You fought well.
Oh, thank you, Saber. Hey, so, listen, I know it probably wasn't the most ideal scenario at the end there, but it felt like the right time and place to keep going. You know?
Huh. You were reckless fighting against an opponent like that head on. Had he still been in his prime, things may have turned out differently.
Yeah, I know. But honestly, if I just stuck with the long-range approach, he would have just closed the distance at any time, instantly. So close range worked out. For the most part. Until he almost shattered the baton with his bare hands. Multiple times.
And if he did, you would be dead. Again.
Well, yeah. But then you'd avenge me and resolve the Lostbelt, right?
I would leave nothing left at this place, so... very likely. But I'd rather not humor that thought too much. So I'd strongly advise you to do the same.
Understood. But, thanks for, well, you know, still having my back, Saber. It really means a lot.
Well, yes. I wanted to win. And had you fallen, it would have reflected poorly on me as well. Besides, who better to have your back than... I see you've returned, Assassin.
I'm sorry to interrupt, but if you two take any longer, I may need to complete the mission alone.
Wait. Hold on. You don't need to do that. We're just, look, never mind. Sorry about that. How is everything ahead of us?
All clear ahead of us. However, the others have breached the palace walls as well, and look to require aid for their own battles.
Wait, seriously? Damn it. Of course this happens when we're this close, why wouldn't it? Alright, never mind. Focus. Can we do both? At full speed, we might be able to make it back to them in time. Maybe. Possibly. But there's too much in between, too much we don't know, so... No guarantee. What else? If we go now, we lose our opportunity. But if we don't, they might die. If we don't, then everyone might die. So then what do we do? What do I do? Maybe if I...
Then, please leave it to Saber and myself. You should go back and support them, and we'll all meet up again deeper in the palace.
Wait, hold on. No. We can do both if we just...
Vathana, there is no time. Back them up, and we will handle the rest.
Saber!
Have you no faith in me?
I never stopped.
Then we must. Whatever it takes.
Right. Whatever it takes. Here, this virus should take out his mechanical form.
I also want to talk to you after all of this. About our contract and partnership.
Oh? Really? Wait, does that mean that you...
Maintain your focus at the task at hand, and keep those thoughts for later, since I would like to hear them. You're welcome to come back to me, no matter what. That's an order from your king. Am I understood?
Understood. But I'm holding you to that as well. So you better. Alright?
And just who do you think you're speaking to? Assassin, we're going now.
Of course. Best of luck, Trailblazer. Until we meet again.
Likewise. And thank you. Take care, you two.
Leaving so soon, and after all the trouble you've caused us already. Such rude guests.
Master!
Saber!